Hello and welcome back to Meeples and Mysteries. My name is Nuno. And my name is Johnny. And today we are doing a first impressions review of this massive thing here that is ISS Vanguard by Awaken Realms. Let's go. And oh boy, this one is complicated. Few games divide me like this. I don't think I've ever had a game where sometimes I felt so much like, oh my god, this is so cool. And a lot of other times I just feel like, oh my god, this is just so bad. It's just so complicated, so needlessly, so... Story of your life, huh? Half genius, half train wreck. So first, why just the first impressions? Because even though I've already spent past 10 hours on this game, I've really only scratched the surface, this thing is massive. And while in some games maybe there won't be a big difference between a first impressions where you have already spent a couple of hours in the game and a full review, this one, finishing this campaign, I think I could totally be where I am now, or I could be totally enthralled in the storyline, or I could be just so... or I'll just be so pissed that I really won't be able to take it anymore, or not even finish it. I have no idea. So, when I do finish this beast, I'll come back and I'll let you know my final thoughts on the whole thing. But for now, what is this massive beast? ISS Vanguard is a campaign game and is honestly one of the scary ones. And I say that because this game is heavy, but it's not heavy in the way you'd think. The gameplay is not super complex. It's actually pretty simple, but what you have to do to get there, it's so needlessly complicated. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, gameplay in this game is divided in two phases. The exploration phase, where you assemble a crew and you land on some alien planet that you're going to explore, and the management phase, where you upgrade your ship, you research new technologies, you promote your crew, and do a ton of other cool stuff. Yeah, or as I call it, another excuse for you to forget how dice work and spend 3 hours rearranging tokens. Now, I'm not going to explain this game in detail, or I would be here all day, but I'll try and give you the best idea I can of what you can expect of this game. As I said, gameplay-wise, ISS Vanguard, it's not that heavy, it's pretty straightforward really, but here is the problem, it is way too convoluted for what it offers. For such a simple core system, it should be easier to learn, teach and play. The rulebook doesn't help either. It's not the worst I've seen, but it definitely doesn't help. The thing is, most of the exploration phase, it has a really cool part, which is basically the story. Assembling your crew is really awesome too, because your crew is really well developed. There's tons of them, they all have backstories, they all have different attributes. They really feel like real people, and that's what makes this game awesome. It's the story and how immersive everything is. The universe. And that part is really cool, but once you land on a planet, you're basically just doing dice check after dice check. Most of it feels really lucky, feels really punishing. You can definitely play better or worse, but it just feels... it's so complicated to do something so simple that doesn't really have that much value in terms of strategy or planning, that you're just left feeling like, why am I losing so much time learning these rules, checking this rule book to do something that there's really no value in itself. And going back to the story, you use an app is awesome, honestly. It could be better, it could have more songs, I think, and atmospheric music, because it really only has one, and it feels kind of repetitive to just, even though it's cool, it's immersive, it's just the same sound over and over. That's not cool, but everything else is awesome. The story is awesome. The fact that you have voice acting, really good voice acting, it's all really cool. It's all really cool, and I hope more games did that, because at least for me personally, and of course this will change. If you hate apps, if you love role playing and do it yourself, you're probably not going to enjoy the app. But for me, what I've learned is that when I have to be reading a story constantly, or have another person do it, I'm just twice as tired by the end of the game. My voice is cracking up, so I just prefer to have a good voice actor do it, and that part just reminds me of a movie. Just for me, it's more immersive, it's more fun, it's quicker, and it's less punishing, especially for a game that already asks so much out of you. Finally, a board game that just admits you'd rather be playing a video game. But as I said, the good part of exploration just stops there. And then it's dice check after dice check. You make the decisions, you try and play cards to mitigate the bad luck. The game does give you the tools, but it just feels so overly complicated that it just... for what reason? Personally, I'm not a fan of that. Maybe as time goes by and I understand the system better, maybe that will just be better for me. It will be less mentally straining. But I still ask the question, why make it so complicated to learn something that's just so simple? Even if I do get to the point where it's simple, was it really worth it losing all those hours? For me, it's not exciting, and it's tedious to the point that it almost ruins an awesome story and immersive game. I understand that it should be hard, it should be punishing, people should die. It's like a full epic story where bad things happen, but the gameplay is made in a way where it just doesn't feel dramatic, it just feels dragged out, not thrilling. Dragged out? Buddy, you're the guy who spent 40 minutes deciding which snack to eat during Art Nova. So that's the main flaws holding this game from greatness. But then you got the management phase, which is actually really cool, and one of the things that I've heard reviewers everywhere mostly enjoying. It's the odd one out that doesn't enjoy this part of the game. You get to research the tech you found on planets. You get to upgrade your ship in all kinds of ways. You get to promote the crew members, use them. It's just really cool. It's a bit crunchy, it's rewarding, you're making decisions. I don't know, it just feels really cool. I've never had a game where you actually feel like you're updating a spaceship and you're using alien technology to do stuff and you're upgrading. I don't know, it just feels cool. Finally, something positive. Write this down, people. Miracle moment. You liked something. And as I said, this all ties to what makes this game really cool. It's the story, it's the immersion, and the theme. Because despite these flaws, this game absolutely shines in its sci-fi storytelling and immersiveness. If you love space exploration, sci-fi movies that actually make you feel like you're on the verge of discovering something alien and unfathomable, and for me that's maybe films like Interstellar or Prometheus, then this is that in board game. And I would say that it actually goes beyond that, because while those movies give you like half an hour or an hour of those things, this game just gives you so much that you're constantly, if you get into it, you're constantly thinking like, what else? What are we going to discover? This story is just so cool. And before you get there, because I am nowhere close to getting there, but there's just so much cool and interesting and mysterious stuff along the way, and so much weird technology that truly feels alien that I love that part of the game. And that's for who I would recommend this game. You really do have to love that kind of thing to be able to get through this, because I don't think there's a lot of people that will enjoy this game for the game alone. I think that will be the odd person out. Because without the theme, this game would be horrible. Honestly, this game would be horrible. But with the theme, you dream of the unknown. What could be out there? Whoa! He said something poetic. Don't worry, folks, he'll trip over the rulebook soon and balance it all out. So yeah, this game tickles my sci-fi imagination like nothing else. Not even most books or movies. But then the gameplay keeps bouncing between really fun and really tedious, really hard. And to make things worse, it's a long, time-consuming setup. Every time you stop this game more than a few days, you're going to have to brush up on the rules. Not a few days, maybe 1, 2, 3 weeks. It has a giant table footprint, even though what you actually do playing doesn't seem to take that much space. You just have so much things around it, so many decks, so many cards. It's just so many things, and that's not the worst part. I don't mind setting up a big game. It's just all the little tedious things that you have to do to actually play something so simple like doing a dice check. So, where does this game leave me for a review, or at least for a first impressions review? Honestly, there's parts of this game where for me this is a 10 out of 10. And then there's other parts for me that they are below a 5. They are bad. Not even bad, they almost make you actively hate the game. And that means that for now, I'm landing on a 7, and I have no idea if I'm putting it too high or too low. Honestly, it could be anywhere. And I guess that for many people, if they do really end up enjoying the storyline and playing this to the end, this game will be closer to a 9 or a 10, even though it will certainly have parts that are bad. But for other people, this will be below a 6 or below a 5. This will just be a bad game that people won't understand why someone even likes it. Translation! He couldn't make up his mind and he panicked. So, if alien tech, unknown planets and big mysteries, excite you, then yeah, I recommend this game to you. Although you should try, and if you're able to play this with someone else, just try it in the beginning of the campaign, or just watch the playthrough of someone just going through with the first chapter. Just make sure that the story captivates you, that you really get into it and you want to play just for that reason. Just do that, get a minor spoiler of 10 or 30 minutes. It's not going to be that big in the game that's going to take so many hours to finish. Just do that to be sure. But yeah, I recommend this game to those people because I don't think there's anything really quite like it. I'm not big into campaign games or space games, but I don't think like there's another game that does this type of story, this campaign, like this. So maybe this is your only chance for now. And it's actually a shame because I just hope this game was so much better that I would have probably not been 10 hours into it, but probably already 40 hours into it because I really want to love it, and how hard it is, it's just stopping me. And I play other heavy games. I'll make a stupid comparison. Frostpunk is a super heavy game. I think most people would agree with that. Maybe not the heaviest in the world, but it's a really heavy game. It's really convoluted, but the gameplay is so good that the convolution for me makes it worth it. I really enjoy learning the game. I really enjoy playing the game. I enjoy the theme, and I will enjoy the gameplay that goes with it. This one, you really feel a disconnect where the gameplay is just stupid. A lot of the times it's just stupid. But yeah, you will really have to enjoy the good parts because you'll need all the willpower you get to get through this. So, some final thoughts. I think this was one of Awaken Realms' first big campaign games, and since I really love the theme and everything around it, I wanted to start here when trying Awaken Realms campaign games, because there's other games, like I have this one behind me, as you can see, that interest me. But I really hope, and I think that's going to happen because I've already seen reviews for the other games, but I really hope that they learned a lot from this game, because I really hope that their newest campaign games are streamlined and are fun to play at any time. And if at any time it's not really fun, at least it's not tedious and stupidly hard just for the sake of it. Because, as I said, this could be one of the best games ever, and it could be for people who want this could be like the holy grail, and unfortunately, it's not. Still, as I've said, I've only scratched the surface, and one day, hopefully, because I do really want to finish it, I don't want to waste money on campaign games like many do and just have it lying there and then sell it. I want to do buys where I'm actually going to finish this game. I knew what I was getting into, theoretically. But yeah, let's see. When I finish this game, I'll come back with a full review. I'll let you know how easy the gameplay can get and if the story just keeps getting exciting so you can actually finish this. So until next time, play more games and stay awesome. And remember, if you can't handle ISS Vanguard, you just play Candyland, man. It's much more your speed. Johnny out.